Hello and welcome to GeekatPlay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial we'll go ahead and create one more island, but we'll try to do something different and more discovering. So let's go ahead and create a map actually for our island, and we'll open Photoshop. Inside the Photoshop, let's create new image and we'll create new layer on this image. As well, I'll select to the brush, and this is very simple. All what I need to do right now is just draw kind of like lines going to the middle. Okay, I mean it's very simple, just some lines like this. Okay, next what we're going to do, it is add some masking to this, and let's go ahead, select fill up and try fill up. Okay, go reverse it. I think there you go. So, and what I'm doing right now, I'm creating a mask. If you notice how they will going from darker to light, so this will be altitude kind of map for our island. Okay, when we're done with this, let's go ahead and save this image, and we'll save as a JPEG with maximum resolution. Okay, so now we go to our VU Extreme, and I'm just using VU 7.5 Extreme for this. This one you can use any version 6, 7, or even 8, so it will be same. With 8 you actually can have a little bit more details, but I think still be many people still using 7, so it's reason why we're using this for our tutorials. So let's go ahead now and we'll create standard terrain. Okay, I want to just increase size for our standard terrain. Let's go make even bigger. It's our island and we have a bigger island. So we'll go ahead right here. Now we go right click and go to edit object. Okay, here's our terrain, and the next what we're going to do is just work a little bit more with this terrain. One, I want to increase resolution. Okay, so we'll have a higher resolution. Let's go, let's go now reset and create mountains again. So you notice it will recreate with better details. So next I want to apply picture to this. So we'll go ahead, click on loaded picture. Okay, and we'll select our picture. Let's click open. Now I want invert it, and you notice so we can actually apply a little bit more or less, depend, and I want maybe even more towards our island look like this. Let's click OK. Here we have our island going stack up. Okay, next what I want to do is go ahead, have a select dig, go down maybe in size a little bit more, and just erase on the middle. Something created maybe like crater on a mystery stuff, maybe on the middle that way. Okay, let's go to effects and maybe add a few stones so we have a little bit more kind of interesting in terrain. And inside we'll go ahead and add a few, so we just play a little bit with the additional options, just add more interesting effects to the terrain. In some case, if you want, you can create stairs so they look kind of more in a way interesting, lines going towards. And now let's go ahead and clip what I want to clip for. I don't want to have it very sharp edges on the end. Okay, let's click OK, and this is our okay. Take our camera, move away so we can preview from the top. Here's our island, and I want to actually stretch up. I want to have this very tall island, so we'll take our main camera, move it a little bit out, and let's preview this point. So right here we have our island with kind of very interesting lines go right here, and we'll use those stairs and other things. So this is already look kind of unusual texturing. So okay, next what I want to do, I want to create actually more small islands around, more reefs, kind of small islands, so it will create interesting texturing for us. So let's go ahead and create one more terrain. which is I overlaid right here. We'll go ahead and edit this right now. Okay, as well what we're going to do, we'll increase resolution, reset. Okay, let's go click on the mountain. Okay, couple things what I want to do. I want to go paint, dig will increase size, and I want just a little bit more flatten around here. So we'll have it a little bit more flat area. Next we're going to use the effects. We'll add maybe some stones and fir trees. So we have it kind of looking rocks. Okay, let's go ahead. More stones and add more trees. Okay, let's click OK now. And increasing a couple things we can also modify. We can clip it. So we'll have it. You can notice it's more like an islands kind of going around, and we'll drop this on the ground. So in this case we can also increase a little bit more for our island and just maybe drop even more down. Okay, so here we preview, and you can notice we have now small islands around, which with the water look quite a bit interesting. Take our main camera, move this more far away. Okay, let's now add a layer of the water, so at least we can preview. And here you can see we have it, the water going just around with some foam, which we'll adjust in a second. Okay, and let's modify our ground. What I want to do, I'm actually going to use material from Megapack we did long time ago. You can use any other ones, but if you like it, you can use our materials. It just a little bit save time for you. So we'll use it some of the hot springs, and we'll use it melted rocks. So let's go ahead, apply melted rocks, and you can notice how it's already become look darker. Okay, and again in the water we'll add a little bit more to our water. But you know what, let's do a couple other things. You know what, let's go instead this, because not so many, if you don't have it, you can just use rock and plants. That will work just fine, the same things. So let's have a little bit less details, but on this case it will help you. So if you decide to purchase the mega pack, you can go ahead, get it and add additional materials, but if you don't, you can just use it this material for now. Okay, yeah, and with the dark you can see we start having very nice foam around our island. Okay, let me drop that one as well a little bit down. Okay, let's go ahead right now, add some vegetation. So we'll go open our material for rock and plants for our main island. Okay, we'll go add one ecosystem, and as a plant I'm going to the trees, and I'll select elder late summer. So let's select that plant. Okay, we'll take a little bit to load it. Okay, next let's go in the density, and it will pop up density all the way up to 100. Okay, we'll leave it everything as default here as well. Okay, let's go to scaling, and inside scaling 500 probably for now will be just fine to leave it this way. We'll enable shrink and low density and leave it as a default. We'll leave same colors. And in environment, what I want to do, I want to actually cut so they won't be too low, and I don't want them to be very high. So we'll go maybe 45 and maybe around -50, and add just slightly fuzziness on the top and maybe on the bottom as well. Okay, and we left everything as this. So let's click populate. Okay, and right now if we preview, you can see we have a nice population of them just around this area, so we have brighter colors. Okay, let's go ahead and other things what I want to do, actually I want to add additional layer. So we'll add one more layer, and you know what, I'm going to actually use it hot spring for this. Okay, except I'll go to environment and I will pop up this all the way to the top, so we'll have it high altitude. Okay, and so we'll go press all the way to the top. As well, I want it to not on the side, I want to be right here, maybe just a little bit fuzzy instead. Okay, let's make it higher in color. Okay, I think it's about right. And okay, if we preview, you notice it's just adding a little bit more right here on the top. It's what I want to do. So maybe just one add. Preview how we're going right here. Okay, there you go. So yeah, we have a little bit nicer right on the edges, darker right here, lighter. Okay, and let's add one more ecosystem right now. Okay, and this ecosystem we go add plant, and we'll select maybe something darker color, so we have a color distinguished between two of those. Okay, well, let's go to our density tab, and we'll just pop up it's higher around here. We leave a decay, everything same. Let's go to our scaling, and we have it 105, so we'll leave it default as well. In environment hub, couple of things I want to do. I want to actually drop it down, so we'll go about right around here. We need pop-up fuzziness on the top, and this is we go all the way down, so we don't need fuzziness on the bottom, but we want a little bit make smoother on the top to do with this. Okay, and we'll just be sure everything's set properly. Okay. Okay, and let's click preview for those ones. So yeah, they will have it very nice right here mix. And if we populate this as well, so you can see how we start mixing very nicely, coloring with a brighter close to the top, and we have with a little bit more decaying down. So now we're going to add plants to our small islands around. Okay, before we do this, let's go ahead and save our work. Okay, and now we'll select our terrain, we'll open to edit, we'll go ahead and add ecosystem, and we'll go add the same plant to this. Okay, let's go now to density, and I will just pop up 200. A couple things only I want influence decrease to 1 because we'll be closer to the water. I don't want to be plants in the water, but I want them just close enough to the water edge. Okay, so we'll go with 0, we'll go to our scaling, and we'll leave it same with everything except I want to enable shrink at low densities on this case. Okay, and in our environment we'll just be sure everything's set properly. Let's populate it. So in here we have it our island already with the plants going populating close. So I think it's look nice. We're ready to work actually on our atmosphere, but before we do this I want to go inside the water. We'll go inside default. Okay, and in transparency I want to actually decrease transparency down, so we have it leave it more depth to look like almost on this. So we'll have it on our water, it will be arrived. Okay, we have it about this way, same. We'll leave it just same everything else. Okay, let's click OK. Let's go ahead to atmosphere and open our atmosphere editor. Okay, we'll go to sun position. We can just slightly readjust the sun Okay. Okay, we'll leave it this setting same. Let's go to our light tab, and I like to switch this to global illumination as well. We'll just make light a little bit less saturated. Okay, we'll take it, increase, maybe give it a little bit more towards sunlight. Okay, here let's go work now with we'll come back to clouds. Let's go in the sky haze, and we'll have it here about right. Just leave it same way. So we'll have it all settings. It's about right. Maybe just increase in case I'm not. Can play a little bit more after. Just pop up density on the air, so we higher in the air, and we can see. And let's set to the 0 about, so we can see on our clouds. Till we're here, I want to disable wind, and we'll go inside the clouds. And here we go to add. Let's go add dark canvas first. Okay, and here maybe just drop down 30 so we can preview. I want to drop this to 50 meters, so we'll have it kind of a nice low on the ground. And you know what, let's reduce as well the height. Okay, let me see with my camera right here, so you can see we already have it kind of above the clouds, only our cover maybe just need to readjust, and we'll drop density. Okay, opacity there, sharpness just maybe increasing, take our featherness down, and increase details amount. Okay, to this about ambient light. Okay, you know what, probably let's take our main camera and let's pop up about that height, so we'll just readjusting slightly. About that height maybe, so we can see the image right here. Clouds, okay, it's about right. Maybe just increase altitude slightly so we can have it some cover but not too much. Okay, let me readjusting. That's a little bit better. Okay, a bit more reduce on the density. Okay, let me preview right now, see how's our clouds look. So, and it's actually not, maybe remove a little bit more of them. Let's take main camera and readjust, so we'll see more of the island, less of the sky. Let's give it us a little bit better on the clouds. Let's go ahead and add another cloud. We'll go ahead and see what we can find. Let's use dense stars cloud. Let's click OK on this one. Okay, and we'll still use the same scale. One thing, I want to create fog, so I'll drop to 0 meters on that one. And as a height, maybe just lower, so we have just a fog on a ground kind of clouds. But this way, let's go to drop our density down. Okay, we'll leave it our opacity there, pop up sharpness. Okay, and detail, so this is about right. Okay, let's go ahead, click and preview. Okay, so here we have a couple things need to be readjusted. I would like to take my camera, move it more away, so we can preview better on the island. Okay, and let's go work on our clouds a little bit more. You know, maybe these ones need to go down to 50. Okay, as well we'll work a little bit more on the details, add details, so we'll have it more interesting clouds looking. Okay, as well as these ones. Here, height, maybe even lower for our cover in the fog. Okay. I think this is about shadows, increasing coloring. Okay, so here we created clouds. The one thing maybe need work a little bit more with those clouds, so we can just work better on scales, and it's mostly will be with a cover, with a density on the clouds, increase sharpness, so we can work a little bit better with the covering. I think we're almost ready, so let's go ahead and render final image. Okay, so here is our final image with the clouds and island. Of course, you can work more on reducing amount maybe of the terrain surround the island, and we can do it. But before we do this, close this tutorial, I want to show you one more tip. What's happened sometimes your clouds may be covering partial view of your island, and you try to adjust, but they just always there. You can do a couple things. One, you can go to our atmosphere editor and try to work around with these clouds, or easiest way, if you go just select your camera, your terrains, and you just move it around. You know, and in preview window you can see, like for example, you don't like clouds here, so let's move a little bit and you can see how you can find a better position for the island and for the clouds covering around. So this is probably the easiest and fastest way to find the perfect spot between clouds so your island can be visible very nice. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial from GeekatPlay Studio. Please come visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.